So you finally decided to start building your real estate team or brokerage, and you want to find top talent. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of fluff going around in our industry right now about hiring anybody with a pulse and a real estate license and just praying to the real estate gods that they do transactions. That is not a business strategy that I would recommend to even my worst enemy. So let's talk about a couple of different ways that you can actually recruit talented real estate agents to your team or brokerage. The first and the biggest one, regardless of which stage you're at, is displaying success to the marketplace as a whole. Either you have had success as an agent, which is why you're starting a team, and you can talk about your wins on places like Instagram or Facebook or email campaigns or whatever it may be. Or even better, if you're a broker or team leader that already has an existing team that's doing transactions and winning, highlighting those agents' stories. Tell stories. What is Kathy's story of how she came to your brokerage, how she discovered it, and more importantly, how joining your brokerage actually helped her fundamentally change her business? What did the support do for her? What did the leads you provide do for her? What did the training you give them on a regular basis do for her business practically? Telling those stories on social media works in a very real, raw human way. So that's a place to start. Next, you're going to have events. I used to regularly have sales meetings where once a month I would get my entire team in a room at the same time, and I would make an open invite. I invited hundreds of agents that were already on my team, but also people from outside my team. And I put on a hula skirt and a coconut bikini. It was epic. I'm sure there are pictures floating around on the internet if you look hard enough. Getting agents into your ecosystem and seeing behind the scenes of what your team or brokerage is actually like is a big way to recruit. And it doesn't even have to be a recruiting event. Invite them to your sales meeting, invite people to trainings, make it no pressure in any way, shape, or form. And you would be shocked, even wearing the coconut bikini and bra and that whole thing. People still came up to me afterwards that were not in my team yet saying, hey, this is awesome. Can we talk about what it would look like for me to come over here? Another one is referrals. The agents on your team are likely interacting with hundreds, if not thousands of agents on an annualized basis, whether it's on the other side of a deal or at an event or whatever it may be. Figuring out how to incentivize your agents to encourage them to bring up coming to work with you is super important. Now, if you're an EXP or a Real or an LPT or one of those now, there's built-in incentives with revenue share, but if you're indie or at a traditional brokerage, sometimes you have to find ways to incentivize your agents. And something that I found works really, really well is so simple. Once a month, we were in Orange County in California. There's like a 3-day booze cruise on Carnival that goes out of Long Beach and goes to like Catalina and Ensenada and all that jazz. It's like $300 or $400 a ticket. I used to buy 2 of those tickets every month and I would raffle them off. Whoever facilitated the most agent introductions to me on a monthly basis, not hires, just introductions using the Calendly link, I would send them on that Carnival cruise. And guess what? I don't know why that motivated people, but it did over and over and over again. So finding little contests, for whatever reason, sometimes people like those little things. People like to win. It drives competition, and it's a good way for you to get referrals out of the agents that are already on your team. You can do things like post jobs available on your team from an agent perspective on websites like LinkedIn or ZipRecruiter or GenuReal, our new portal that's coming soon, to let the industry know that you're hiring. Now, obviously, that's going to get you in front of agents that are proactively looking, and sometimes that's not exactly what everyone's looking for. They're looking for that more seasoned agent. So that's not going to replace cold outreach or events, but it's a really fast way to start conversations and get in front of people that are proactively looking for a new brokerage. The last thing I'm going to talk to you about is real estate schools specifically. For those of you that haven't partnered up with a real estate school yet, is an incredibly easy thing to do. And a lot of the time there's local real estate schools, not the onlines like the CE Shop or Aceable or any of those. I'm talking localized in-person real estate schools that put on programs that are done over the weekends or sometimes over a couple of weeks. Those companies are looking for partners to not only send them people to go through real estate classes, but also for them to send people that have just passed their exam to you. And a lot of the time there's a mutually beneficial relationship because they want people to get their license, and you obviously know people like that. And 2, they have people that are coming out of real estate school that need to go work at a team or brokerage. What a better fit than you? The encouragement I'll give you is sure shoot. The answer is always no unless you ask. If I were you, I would go on Yelp, type in real estate school in your area, and I would pick up the phone and make a phone call. You would be surprised at what happens next. So beyond that, in future videos, we'll dive into more of the interview process and how to actually close an agent and get them across the finish line when you do want to hire them. I'll see you on the next one.